Come find me when you wake up.
I love a good trailer. Edge of Tomorrow, The Batman, Cloud Atlas. Forget about how you feel about these movies, but making a good trailer is an art in and of itself.
I have it under control.
It's a product in its own right, and one of the most important ingredients is music. The right music to set the tone.
This is not the end.
Bum, 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 bum.
This is the Cloud Atlas Sextet?
Yeah, 6.
But these movies are all yesterday's news. The best trailer right now, with the most bone-chilling music, has got to be You got it. 28 years later. I don't know about you, but every time I hear that poem, I get goosebumps and I feel incredibly on edge. It legit scares me. Her voice. And that's exactly what you want from a zombie movie. Marketing executed flawlessly, and Rantoni joined the hype train. Now add on top of that the trailer makes it look like a Last of Us type reimagining. And I'm not the only one who saw that.
The Last of Us is better than 28 Days. The Last of Us is better than 28 Days.
Father and son with a bow, overgrown cityscape, zombies that look absolutely Sigma, glowing reviews. It's all there. So I went to see it with my cousin, my friend, and my wife. Date night. And they all walked out of the theater looking to the floor, shaking their heads like they just saw a 10-inch alpha cock. Which they did, but more about that later. Oh god. But none of them liked it. Complaints, complaints, complaints. Plot hole here, inconsistency there. The movie goes on stupid tangents. And as I listened to their arguments, I realized they're right. I couldn't argue against it. But then tell me, why did I enjoy it so fucking much? And not ironically, I legitimately loved it. I was so immersed. And now, after sorting through my thoughts, I've realized that 28 years later is a movie that doesn't fit in our day and age. It's a buggy mess, to put it in gamer terms, and I still recommend it. Why? Here goes my review.
7, 6, 11, 5, 4...
No spoilers for now, I will give you a heads up when the time comes. 28 years later is not the movie that the trailers make it out to be, that is for sure. But before I get to that, one thing that you'll notice right away when you watch it is that it doesn't look like most other movies nowadays. It doesn't have the same level of polish, it doesn't have that Netflix color scheme or blockbuster feel. It actually looks quite low budget. And no, it's not because it was recorded mostly on iPhones, because at times it's absolutely gorgeous. They specifically set up so many shots and angles in a way to give it that gritty home video look, like they threw the iPhone in the grass and hoped it would record something cool. Do you know the show Kenny vs. Spenny? Best reality TV show of all time. But Kenny once said in an interview that he didn't want to wear makeup because he wanted people who were zapping channels to stop and
see like somebody fucking real.
Genuine.
Genuine.
Yeah. Most of the stuff that makes it to the big screen is beautifully polished and streamlined, run through AI assessment tools. When you see something that sticks out like this, I appreciate that a lot. Cause yeah, it does look shit quite often. There aren't many, but there are 2 or 3 CGI shots that are disgusting abomination. The movie could have done without them easily. But my point is, it dares to be different. It dares to do gimmicky things that almost feel amateurish. A lot of you will find it weird or outright shit, but it absolutely encapsulated my tiny brain. I was constantly at awe because of how out of the ordinary the edits and how scattered the narrative was. So, take the weird kill shots for example. Sometimes zombies get an arrow to the head and then it pauses, audio turns off, and you see a camera angle shift. It's a cool effect, but not that cool. Nothing groundbreaking, I'd say. Why rely on this so much?
You risk losing the audience?
I can almost see the producers and editors in the post-production looking at it and saying, we gotta remove this. Or at least reduce it significantly. And the director goes, no, 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 leave it in. It's so cool. Like when I discover something new in After Effects, I use it in every video for a week. Does it add that much? No. Would the movie's pacing be improved if we reduce that a little? Yeah, but that's not all. We get so many compilations of zombies running around with no context, color changes. Then we get these 80s style movie scenes where archers are defending a castle. Why? Because we see kids training with a bow and arrow in the village. What the fuck? It feels incredibly shoehorned in. I was wondering the whole time, is the movie trying to tell me something deeper? Is there more to this? Nope. because it's dropped just as quickly. I keep forgetting if it's called expressionism or impressionism, but this is my attempt to make sense of this. I think the director was literally just trying to build a vibe. Don't read into it. Huh? Like what I'm doing right now. Imagine a 12-year-old using Windows Movie Maker for the first time and putting cool Jackie Chan fight scenes in between footage of him hitting a tree with a stick. Yeah, it's a stream of consciousness. Silly, but intense. And bro, it's also effective. I was at the edge of my seat so many times. The chase sequences, the music, the unorthodox editing and effects, it just hit the spot for me. I also got jump scared a few times, but never in cheap ways. And yes, the zombies look terrifying indeed. Scary. So although I agree with my cousin and my friend and my wife who called it unfocused and unfinished,
it's not a well-rounded movie.
It didn't think things through.
It's all over the place.
Yes, you guys are right. That describes it perfectly. The only question is, will this movie hit you in a moment where you are receptive to it or not? Don't get me wrong. I'm not going for it's an acquired taste, you need a really high IQ to get this type argument. No. Absolutely not. It's not that deep. But all of these weird ideas appealed to me. It felt like raw passion oozing through the screen. To illustrate this a bit further, we now enter very light spoiler territory. At some point, they encounter an alpha zombie. Ooh. They are stronger, they can think more, and they rip people's heads off with the spine attached. Literally a Mortal Kombat fatality, which also further shifted the movie's tone to the outrageous and ridiculous, but it starts off cool. New enemy types. But then in the latter half, it focuses way too much on it. It opens up a bunch of lore questions regarding the zombies and what they're like that it never explores again, and I wonder if that was smart to even go there in the first place. I get it. You wanted us to see a lot of shots of the alphas dangling in front of us. Yeah? Get ready for a lot of penis in this movie. It's great. But this entire storyline felt unnecessary and a little bit goofy. Pregnant zombies, zombies who can feel and need emotional support. Not well thought out. Now we enter medium spoilers. I said before that the movie is nothing like the trailer. Let me add a little bit more nuance to that. The second half isn't, but the first half is. This entire The Last of Us father-son story is relegated to that first half. It's very engaging, very straightforward, very much what people expected, but it's also irrelevant. The father is merely a catalyst to get the actual plot going, which is the kid, Spike, wants to get his sick mother to see a doctor outside of the village and leaves without his dad's consent. That's the story. They get into a whole argument and all of this happens extremely quickly. They love each other, then he says, "My dad is a liar." You fucker, I hate you. And if you're waiting for the dad to show up again, no, he's done. He served his purpose. There was real potential here for growth and character development, but it's dropped by the wayside. Also, the kid f***ed up every shot he made when they were adventuring together, and then he's suddenly a confident killer. Why on earth did the dad even take him to the mainland to get his first kill 3 years before it's customary to do so? No sense of urgency is communicated. Unfocused. The same goes for a Swedish soldier that dropped into the movie from the Fortnite battle bus. He serves as some comic relief because the movie's in general very serious, and successfully so. I thought some of his scenes were very, very funny. But I also thought that there might be more to him. He's nice, but not that nice. He says some things that are sussy. Will he be an ally or not? Intriguing. Well, the alpha rips his head off before we can find out. The threat that humans pose in this world is not explored sufficiently. In fact, if you expected, like me and many others, that there would be like maybe some type of cult with the mask and the priest, the church, what is going on? My children! No. Every building block or story piece that is set up fizzles out quickly. It's all over the place. Now, heavy spoilers. Heavy, huh? Basically the ending. The main character, the protagonist, Spike, tries to find a doctor. We are led to believe that this doctor is crazy. It's actually more than that. We are shown that he's crazy. He neatly lines up hundreds of dead bodies to burn them. He's covered in iodine against the virus, he claims. He builds a massive monument of skulls and bones. But turns out, he really is just a normal guy who thinks, remember the dead. Memento mori. Okay. While I appreciate the plot twist, this doesn't fully add up. An old guy who lives in a forest riddled with super aggressive and fast zombies and alphas burns thousands of corpses and builds huge skeleton monuments by himself, only armed with a blowpipe, and he's okay.
Was, Bruder?
It feels like there's a missing punchline in here somewhere. You know what I mean? It's not thought through. And I say this despite loving the journey that the kid goes through, the emotional journey, letting go of his mother. But the doctor's like, your mom has cancer. Now let me burn her and fuck off. But he's normal. He's normal. Okay, so after all these things, bro, it sounds like I didn't like the movie. Do you recognize a theme here yet? The movie doesn't know what to do and it wants to do everything. And lastly, and this is the perfect summary, it encapsulates this issue, the ending. Oh. I think it has made the rounds by now. I don't know what's weirder, the actual scene or telling you guys what happens. The kid ends up traveling the world on his own, you know, lone warrior, and he encounters a group of hip-hop ninjas that look like the new kids from the Netherlands. They save his life and fight the zombies doing backflips and funny noises. And at this point, there are only 2 camps left in the theater. The one that says, what the f is this? And the other one says, what the f is this? I love it. And I am in this camp. I cannot fully justify it, but I am. 28 years later is in some ways unlike any other zombie movie. It's messy, but ultimately, and I'm sorry to retreat to this cliche here, but it feels like more than the sum of its parts. Like somebody straight up didn't give a f what the studio or the writers or executives said. I'll do it how I want, whenever I want, as I want. Hideo Kojima style. Flaws in everything. If this movie was not hyped and it went straight to DVD and was only available at Blockbuster, I think it would over the years garner a sort of cult following. A silly cult classic that bites off more than it can chew and that suffocates several times. But it has heart, it's creative, it's unique. And isn't that more than we can say for most movies nowadays? I loved it. The oddness of it spoke to me, and my final rating is an 8 out of 10. I respect everyone who hates it. Somebody in the comments, give me some positives about this movie. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate all of you. Peace.
If you like this video, check out the one I made on the Karate Kid Legends. Thank you very much.